God. All right, my topic.
Greg, what's your topic?
My topic is this. It's pulled from the headlines of my life today.
So it's like Law and Order.
Exactly. I was texting this schlub over here, and he wasn't responding right away. And I wanted to talk about texting and the downside to it, because I think we will all agree texting is the universal awesome form of communication. It's perfected.
Are you with me on that?
I am perfected.
Can you
it's
suck
perfected.
a dick as far as you're concerned?
I don't.
I'm not into
the
it.
texting is not.
Texting is amazing.
Okay, but continue.
No. This is how we go.
Okay.
Now it's all
so
percolating.
here's the couple things on the texting. Right. There's two people in my life who, and I just looked at one of them, who continue to piss me off with text messages. One is my mother, because she never proofreads anything, and when the text comes through, it is
incoherent
garbage.
Yeah.
It is incoherent garbage. And
That's
then
a mom text.
when I don't respond correctly because I can't understand what the hell it says. By the way, you can't correct my mother or she'll get pissed. She gets pissed, no matter what.
Miss Scarliglia?
Yeah, Mrs.
Carpaccio.
Scarpaccio. Sorry,
Scarpaccio.
Scar.
The second person in my life that pisses me off with text messages is Tim, because Tim's phone doesn't get the text messages for like an hour and a half.
Oh, that's
I don't want to interrupt you.
Sometimes
pretty soon.
days.
Yeah,
Sometimes days.
Yeah, what is up with that? Why
I
do you
don't know.
not get text
I've
messages?
had the worst luck with phones my entire life. I used to be poor, like really poor. Couldn't afford phones, so then
So
I
you
had
had
to like
Boost Mobile?
you had to shit like that, like stupid cheap stuff. And so I just got used to like phones not working right.
Yeah.
So then now like I actually got a real phone, and it still just doesn't work right. But I still see it as like, oh, this is how things are supposed to be. So I won't get someone's text till like 3 a.m. the next night.
You're
I'm
missing
like,
the humor. Oh, by the way, another amazing core tenet of the Nick Scarpino bachelor party methodology is have the group. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You
that's
were
weird.
way off.
They all sound like a candy bar. It doesn't matter. Have the group text going.
Oh.
Have you done this?
group texts are important.
Yeah. I find that's a strong female thing.
It's very true.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of dudes are on the group text
No,
train.
not true.
We
Not
group text
true.
a
Really?
lot.
Are you on the group text thing?
We got a
Yeah,
group
you're-
text
you're-
going.
You have a business to run.
Right.
I don't have that. I'm
No.
like, hey guys, let's.
You're gonna be. You know what? From
Chat
now
about
on,
it.
you're gonna be. Since he has your number, you're on.
You want
the
to get
group
roped into our
texts.
group text?
You're on him.
Please.
Here's a great moment from today's group
I
text.
know. I'm serious. I'm begging you.
Colin
Please.
texts me and he's like, hey, can we get my girlfriend some pizza? And when we're talking on the group text about pizza. And I'm like, sure, no problem. Then I continue to talk on the group text. Then for some other reason, I get a notification that Colin just texted me. And I go to that other text and it's off thread now about the same thing. And he's like, hold up, my girlfriend doesn't need the pizza. She's got leftovers. And I'm like, okay.
I didn't want to confuse the issue.
But at this point, I already asked another
sounds
question
complicated.
on the group text. And so I read his text. I go back to the group text. He responds to that saying, I just emailed you or I just texted you off thread about this. I'm like, why'd you go off thread to begin with?
It was because I went. I mean, I'll tell you exactly why. If you really want to know the fucking minutia of why I went off.
I want to
thread.
know a lot of minutia
It's
about
because-
you
the
two.
minutia.
It's because I got a couple other texts from other people while we were talking, and so I went back to the message list, and you were just there, Greg Miller, and I just
Yeah.
clicked on it, not thinking that it was
Sure.
everyone else.
All right.
That sounds like a nightmare, though.
Well,
Like,
how much
there's a
do
lot
you?
of
How much
balls
do you
in
text?
here.
Because like we're in the corporate world, so we
If
text
I'm
all the
past,
time.
okay, yeah. So your dissemination of information, essentially, and plus, it's always good to have a paper trail in case someone fucks up.
Yep.
Okay, so that's a great
Especially
thing about texting in the corporate world. Now, I'm far from the corporate world, so if I've got more than 3 sentences, I'm calling you.
Yeah.
Especially
I'm just
because
a fan of phone calls
I'm
in
in my
general.
car constantly,
Phone-
so I can't.
Phone call sucks.
See, and this
I
sucks
hate
because-
phone
And you're in your
calls.
car
But
LA, right?
you're at your computer, so you
Yeah.
can IM,
Yeah.
and you can just fucking do this all day long. But I'm in my car, I'm walking around, and plus, my eyesight's kind of going. I hate to give away my age too much, so I'm kind of like fucking struggling a little bit
Yeah,
with
you're
stuff.
doing
and I'm
this,
like,
they're doing the old thing Colin and I always make fun of. Where you're doing,
you know what I mean? But also, I just don't logistically see how it makes sense time-wise for me to say past 3 sentences. I'm fucking calling you. Like,
But think
hey,
about how much there's always bullshit to a phone call. There's always bullshit to a phone call before you get to the point.
Not
a text
between
message or
guys.
just point.
But I think conversation between guys are like, and we're good.
You and I bullshitted around about, I was your Uber driver when I called today. We
That was it.
made some jokes and some ha-has and some guffaws, but I was like,
Too fucking shay, Greg
we're coming
Miller.
to fucking picking you up. Do you want a burrito or pizza?
But I enjoyed that conversation, and I enjoyed our exchange, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry if you didn't like it. So
Yeah, earlier
I'm happy
today,
we're friends.
Nick wasn't here yet, and I want to know when he was going to come, and I was like, I'm going to call him and see where he's here, and then I'm like, he's going to get pissed if I call him.
Why would I get pissed?
Because you get all upset whenever I call you and say,
No.
why didn't you just text me?
No,
I'm
I
like,
don't say
So then I
that.
texted you, and then I was
I
like,
said
great.
15 minutes out.
I
So
wanted
you-
that
you're all about the
conversation.
text now.
I missed out on
I
it.
would
Yeah, I
always,
like
I
that.
always
I'm the
prefer
only
the
one.
call when I'm driving, especially. Except, yeah, no, you can always call me. I
Okay,
like when
good
people
to
call
know.
me.
Yeah, because I prefer this calling thing, because since I didn't have a phone for so long that could text, I'm so used to calling people. There's something nice about it. I like conversations. I like long conversations.
Really?
The
But if-
dating thing, though, is weird. When you texting, and then people can proofread their shit, and they can look stuff up and be witty, and they can go, oh, I'm somebody that I'm really not. And then you finally meet them, and they're a fucking bag of hammers. They're just...
Well, that's why there needs to be a call in between that.
Yeah, you gotta have a call in there somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
but
I'm saying,
you
though, there
start with
can
the
be
text.
a series of texts, and it's like this person is something they're not. And there absolutely has to be.
Take
a call.
this at face value, though. But you're probably really good at texting because you're a witty guy.
I'm super witty.
So I would like
Pretty
to
witty.
read
What's that word? I'm super, witty.
witty
And
Yeah.
smart and stuff. Yeah.
So I think I
I
think
found
you'd be
I've
good. I
been
think you'd like texting.
led down a garden path once or twice with the texting, and then I talk to the girl or meet her or what have you,
She's
and
ugly
she's
as
just
sin.
like,
Wow, just sloth from
or
the
she's
Goonies.
fucking texting the whole time.
Yeah.
That was another one.
They
It's
like
like, oh
that.
yeah, that's great. Seriously, that's awesome.
See, I was actually
That's
thinking
the
about this
worst.
recently. Is back in the day, all my friends would text, and I'd be hanging out with them, and they're just texting. I'm like, "Who are you texting?
Cheers.
I'm
You
with
want
you.
straight?
Your friends are with you."
I like your style.
I've always found that weird that people have this need to just like texting is an activity.
Oh, my wife hates it. My wife hates that I'm constantly on the phone, like doing something on my phone.
Coca-Cola Man?
There we go.
The pure one, Tim
Coca-Cola
Gettys.
man.
Well, we should have a little cheers. Well, I'm gonna do this one. I did this on Up at Noon, which was just a fucking disaster.
Monday.
I hear the producer of that show
Monday.
doesn't even show up to work most of the time.
And if
He's
he
too
does,
busy seducing.
If he does, he's just like sleep wrecked, hangover, fucking awful. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh my god.
I'm legitimately a fan, so this is fucking thrill and an honor.
Thank you
And
for
it's been
coming.
great to meet you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir.
You too.
This is fun.
And we're best friends now.
We're all best
That's
friends.
really, really
We're our
great.
best
Yeah.
friends.
That's really, really great, you guys.
You've joined a pantheon of best friends, by the way. It's not just the five
What
of
does
us.
Pantheon mean?
Lots of people.
It's like
Is that
it's a
it?
place where all the gods go to hang out and party with disco balls.
It's Parthenon.
I think we can say that just like everyone
You're mixing
watching
your words
this,
up.
just like everyone watching this video or listening to the thing, you are a true scumbag.
You're gonna make it happen, but it's not. You're wrong about that
Can't do
word.
that.
It's happening! Scumbag! I'm telling you, vote right now, okay? Hashtag scumbag or hashtag Wolverines. What do you want to be called?
No, you can't do
can't
that. 'cause
No,
you can't take
Jasper.
Wolverines.
hashtag Jasper.
Hold on.
Yeah, the
Hold
dark
on,
horse is
hold on,
hashtag
hold on.
Jasper.
We came up
Hold
with something.
the fucking phone.
You
That's
that goddamn
brilliant.
phone.
The hashtag Jaspers?
Are we all scumbags? Or are we all Jaspers?
No, neither one of those are good. What did we come up with? We came up with something better.
The fucking scumbag.
You had
know.
the goats. Let's be the goats.
No,
That's
that-
Alfredo's
We're
thing.
not stealing Alfredo's
We're going to
thing.
steal Alfredo's thing because we do that all the time.
But oh man, see, you
Why
can't
don't we
just try to
call
make
them
things a thing.
Why don't we just call them, fans of the show?
Well, they're friends. It's like every other podcast
Friends of the
I
show.
talk about.
Friends of the show.
Alexis has been trying to make this thing a thing that I don't want it to be a
What's
thing.
the thing?
When something's inappropriate,
You met Alexis.
she
Inappropriate.
tries saying inappropro.
No.
And she wants that to be a thing. He's like, that's inappropriate.
No.
And she's
production
just
coordinator.
really trying to make it a thing.
No, it's not gonna be a thing. It's like fetch.
Inappropriate?
Yeah.
No,
Girls.
I don't like that. So I used to date a girl, not date a girl, but
catch on, did it?
No,
No,
nope.
never
I
did.
came close
Sorry,
to dating a girl
sucker
once that
punch.
used to do that. She used to shorten everything, like inappropriate.
Totes.
Well, it's like in hockey. Like everyone has a Y at the end of their
You-
name.
That's just such a strong word, dude.
Like-
It's so annoying. It's like you're instantly 12 if you talk like that.
Dude, listen
I
to
like, I like
Cray
totes.
drives
I'm a
me
fan of
fucking
totes.
Dude, that's
Cray.
cray. Like, no.
No,
Get
no, you
it.
can't.
Nick, you say cray on a daily basis.
Does he really?
Yes.
I do say that.
I say
a lot.
totes. I like totes.
I like totes. I'm a fan of
I
totes.
like to say that shit cray.
I'm gonna quit
sometimes.
this
My
show.
goats.
I like to
I'm gonna quit this show.
Get on with your fucking life, man. Seriously, like what life choices led you to
I
this?
don't know. I think about that
It's
often.
like episode
You
29.
shit.
Think of the hours wasted.
You amongst all these guys are by far the smartest. Clearly,
Oh, yeah.
you have the
No,
most going
facts.
for you. You
We
could
voted
go
on that when you weren't
somewhere,
here.
right?
You won.
Hey, that's
You weren't
pretty
even-
inappropriate to say, man.
And you guys know you're bringing them down.
That's
and if
cray.
you're a real friend,
This is
I should
cray.
cry.
I said cray right now. What you
Cray,
talking?
cray.
It's
I
like
kid,
after
you're
last
all
week's
awesome.
episode, Tim and I were sitting there talking. It was like, it was cool to see somebody who knew the opposite of what Colin thinks. Because usually we're blank slates, and Aisha's like, you're fucking full of shit, and I'm going to tell you that.
Dude,
Yeah,
and not only that, she continued it when we had her on E3. When she came on the show, she immediately picked it up and she started dogging on your shirt, which is amazing.
She's like,
She's like, Greg looks like he came from. She went down
She's
the line.
like, yeah. Greg looks like he
She called Damon
woke
out.
up and starched this twice and then ironed it 3 times.
And then she went to Damon, she was like, you look like Captain Sergeant whatever, because he had the military coat
It was
on.
funny when she said it because it was a
Because she's
coherent
amazing and actually really funny. And then she went to Colin.
And then she told me, I look like I just picked up the nearest shirt that wasn't dirty off the floor.
And you're like, yeah, how'd you know that?
And steamed it in the shower. Or steamed it while you took a shower.
Well, that's
like,
my fucking maneuver. And at E3...
Yeah, that shit works. That's
Yeah,
why.
it really does.
Yeah.
At E3, I fucked up though. I only had 2 shirts left. A T-shirt that has a picture of France that says "Losers of both World Wars 1 and 2," which I brought to wear to bed. I thought I'd offend someone with it. And then I had a button down and I put it in the shower. And then when I was getting ready, it fell in the shower and got all wet. So I had to wear that shirt to E3.
We had free shirts at the War Room.
And no,
Like you're just living out of a van?
That's pretty much
van.
just E3
Homeless
for us.
style?
Yeah, I don't have a lot of money.
You got enough, though. You have enough money
Yeah, but, well, that's all. It's all relative.
to pay the odd bill and get your life together. You got enough money. Jesus.
Well, we'll see.
So here was the
Christ.
problem with texting today, though. One of the downfalls I felt is that we have a rapport. We're friends, but we're still in that. we're feeling it out.
I mean,
We're
don't
best
get
friends.
all...
You're best friends.
You're one
Best
of the
friends.
you're one of the scumbags. You're right here with all the other
No,
scumbags.
Greg, no one likes that name. You're
Look,
the
he
only one that
loves
likes
it.
it. He
Did
doesn't
you
like
come
it.
up with the scumbags?
Yeah.
He's been trying to push
No, it's
scumbag on us
derogatory.
for a long time.
I mean, why not call them the shitheels? Or I mean, I don't.
You can't put that on a t-shirt.
Yeah, you can.
Fuckheads.
Yeah.
You might as well just go all the way.
Anyway,
All right. Anyways,
I
your point.
texted you a question about
Hashtag
what
Wolverine.
you wanted to eat, and
Okay,
then
yeah.
if I could come pick you
Hashtag
up,
Will Smiths.
and you
And
didn't
you-
respond, and
You
didn't-
rapid fired them like within 30 seconds.
You
You're like,
do
why
that.
isn't he
You
fucking
know,
answering
I'm
me?
typing one answer, and you're like already on to the 13th question.
I think
Scarpino,
a half
you never
an
get back
hour
to
is an
me.
acceptable time to wait
You never
between
get back to me,
texts.
Scarpino.
That's
First
me.
off, I can show you the text log. There was 5 minutes between the texts on what you
No,
wanted
they're
to
not.
eat.
I'll show you right fucking
I don't.
now.
I'll show
Oh my
you.
God.
It's
Nope.
fine.
You did you chain mailed fucking quick fired them.
Now I know you're old, so you can't see too well. But
What?
does it not
Greg
look like
Miller?
5:30 and 5:35? I was looking at the phone. I knew what I was doing.
Oh, shit.
You were
How
just
did you get that up there? But
you
that-
swipe left.
You were just staring at
Hold
the
it.
phone, waiting for that little the ellipsis to pop up that indicates
Oh,
that they're
man.
typing
This is
back.
The
all
dot,
true.
dots.
I still think that you're an impatient weirdo, and then that's unreasonable. I think
But
a
this is
fucking
what-
20-minute window, if you're gonna text me, is fine.
And this is what I'm talking about, is that I don't think I was right. I understand. This was the whole thing. Is like,
Yeah.
we got into that weird area, the gray area of texting of, what do I do here? I'm looking for immediate response, but it's like, I'm with you that text can be answered
Does your
whenever.
phone make noise every time a text comes in?
No, I have it on
Good thing
vibrate
you-
all the time.
Okay, because mine's just off, because it goes off all the time. So that's why I'll check it every
Sorry,
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Popular.
It's mostly you
They've
over
got
the
four.
last fucking 2 days.
I have 5
I don't know
agents
how popular
and a
I am.
manager.
That's why I turned that shit off. Oh, it's Greg Miller.
True,
Fuck.
true. But this is my thing of like, I hate being in that position of what do I do here? Well, like, should I wait? Should I call? I should have texted earlier, obviously. What do I
But
do?
you eventually called me.
I know, I had to.
And then we figured that shit out.
Yeah. We
And I
did.
said, I'm in the
like
lobby
men.
drinking at the bar. Come get. I just like this. I said it just like this.
I was like,
I'm
you've
at the
had a few,
lobby.
haven't you?
I have, Greg. I'm trying to get over the fucking nightmare that was up at noon today.
Available on IGN.com.
Mondays at noon.
Here's the problem
Here's on
with
Monday.
text messaging in my opinion.
Here we go.
It makes it really easy. By the way, just as a quick aside, Greg's kind of a bullshit text messenger because he'll text you or get into a conversation, then he just gets real short and brief. All of a sudden, it's like you're trying to elicit a fucking conversation, try to get an answer out of him. He's like, K.
I do K a lot.
I'm like, all right, fuck you, Greg.
Never K.
All right, so apart from that, the problem with text messaging before, like when we had cell phones in the late '90s, early 2000s, when we were in high school, whatever, college, like you had to call people still, right?
Yeah.
Like you had
Because
people's numbers.
It
in your
was
phone.
like $1 a text.
Now
So if you
text
sent a
messaging,
text, you were like going broke.
exactly, and text messaging has made people a little too familiar. In my opinion.
Okay.
Now a lot of people are getting in touch with you, and you haven't. I don't mind when people from my past get in touch with me, or whatever. It's just like I haven't talked to you in a long time. You're texting me. It makes it a little too easy for me to get in touch. If you had to call me and talk to me, you wouldn't do it. So I'm just wondering, like, if it kind of has broken down that social barrier a little bit as well, where
I'd say fuck yeah.
like where it's like we could. It's great, but like if we had a phone conversation, we can refamiliarize ourselves with each other
Sure.
and all those
Sure.
kinds of things, as opposed to like getting a text out of the blue from a person you haven't talked to in 4 years.
A text out of I wouldn't pull that text out to do that. I wouldn't go
Yeah.
contact somebody like
I've had friends that
no.
I know it's hard to believe that have like after
With
years
the rape beard?
Is that getting bleeped out?
I don't know, what do we do?
Oh, it's a real conundrum.
It's
Sorry.
fine.
Go ahead.
It was pre
He's just
Our
describing
beard.
your facial hair. That's all.
our beard, and
Our beard.
no, I've had friends that haven't talked to me in years and hit me up on Facebook messaging, like Messenger. I'm like, dude, what's up? I'm in town, and like I've missed it because I don't check my Facebook as much. And I'm like, but
Facebook,
I'm like, you still have, like, you can text me on my phone. They're like,
or call you.
Really
No, see, I think there's different rules for these different things. And I think Facebook is the
Twitter
right
dude,
avenue for
yeah.
that.
yeah, but I'm friends with these
Yeah, me
people.
too.
It's like if I haven't seen you in a year, you can hit me up on Facebook.
Oh,
You text me.
Yeah, but I mean, how close of a friend are you?
We're like good friends, like
Okay.
college buddies that like I haven't just seen since I moved up here, and they're like, hey,
Well, I
what's
mean,
up?
I think that's far enough removed that Facebook is the right avenue because Facebook is to keep those relationships that are like, hey, you're kind of out of my life now, but
No, but these are guys that
still
I'm like, I
want you
want
there.
you still to be in my life. Like, text me. We should text back and forth. Like, you know, you have
Let's
the bro
text
code.
every day. Is that
Don't
what
the
you're
people
saying?
you want to talk to already have your fucking number?
Yeah, I mean, these guys still have my number. That's the thing.
Why don't you just tell them I want to be
So-
friends? Let's text every day.
Email, dude.
Well, because that with guys will eventually just turn into pictures that'll pop up during meetings, and that's just bad. Bad. You ever had those? Those friends that think it's really funny because they work from home, and they're like, dude, check this out. And it's an animated GIF of, like, the worst possible thing you could imagine in porn.
Tyroot.
Really?
It's Tyroot, yeah.
Yeah.
Tyroot does it to me all the time.
Yeah.
It's like when iPhones first came out and you get your friend's phone and go and put like a terrible pornographic picture on the background, like when they weren't looking around their
Oh,
iPad.
yeah.
I used to
That's
do
the
that to
best.
Nate all the time.
I would still do that to Nate if I could.
all the time. I think I accidentally once. I think it was with Ty or like one of those guys at one of his parties where I think we actually accidentally did it to Angie's phone.
That's not a good
No.
thing. Angie's does
Wait,
not
so
deserve that.
everyone here is pretty much in their 30s, right?
I'm 20.
Tim is
No
He's
way.
actually
Besides you,
only
you're
19 years
14.
old. That's
Yeah.
why he doesn't drink. Because
He's
he's actually
14,
underage.
but I mean, you're 30,
31.
A little north of. Okay, so I think we talked about this before too. So that whole sophomore frat, I'm gonna send you 2 girls in a cup during a meeting or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
That never goes away.
No.
Yeah, no, it doesn't.
That's the weird thing. You
Yeah.
think you're gonna fucking hit 40 and then you'll just all of a sudden become Ward Cleaver. It's not gonna happen. You'll
'cause
be
it's-
like this when you're 50.
Good. I think that's a good.
Yeah, I
Just-
think that's
just,
good.
The most recent
It's
example
so
was that
funny.
the
It's real.
I've got like
RoboCop
10
remake.
years on you. This shit never goes away.
Did you
So-
see our RoboCop remake? Wasn't that what it's called?
Yes. You know they just remade
No.
RoboCop with Michael Keaton
Yeah.
and the guy. Well,
Yeah.
so there's a group of people on the internet that started a thing, and this is not the first time this has been done, so I can't credit them with this, the origination of this idea. But they put it out and said, "Hey, we're gonna make our own version of RoboCop remake, but we need your help." And like, something like 200 contributors just did. They gave everyone a scene and said, "Go do it."
Yeah.
And if you watch it, it's different from scene to scene. It's like some people went all out and were like literally got red.
Amazing
and,
Like
effects.
maybe the budget's like
crazy.
fucking 10 grand.
Yeah, they
you
went. They
know,
were like,
yeah.
"We're gonna do this," and then other people, it's like his suit's made out of like, you know,
Right, cellophane.
It's like just whatever you could buy on the internet.
And then other people made like animated parts and like it's just really cool.
It's so
like,
creative.
people got really
But
creative. with it.
literally, I mean, I probably
I have to watch this.
I consider myself fairly mature.
Yeah, you're pretty solidly
I'm
mature.
on
the
that.
epitome
I mean,
of
I-
maturity.
Yeah, yeah.
I talk like this sometimes, Tim.
Yeah,
We have to do this
I don't
thing.
like when you talk that
We,
way.
have to, we cannot.
Oh, you
not
said
do the thing.
mature.
Is that what I meant? What was the word that means that I still laugh at everything that's completely immature?
Immature. There's
Immature.
an I
That's
am. There's an
immature.
I
Okay.
am in front of the word mature.
No, but so truth phone now, everyone. I come in after seeing this and I'm like, everyone, shut up. This is like what 9:30, 9:45 in the morning,
Yeah,
whenever I
yeah,
decided
yeah.
to over, and come watch this thing at my desk right now. And it was the scene where RoboCop shoots the guy in the penis, except in this version of it, RoboCop shoots like 40 people in the penis, and some of them are hanging out of their pants.
A
And,
lot.
like,
All,
more
like,
yeah,
people
they're
start
90%
funneling
of them
over
are
the things, and he's like just
so fucked
he's
up.
just going in a circle shooting.
I haven't seen the
penises.
movie yet, so
I'll
I'm still
forward you-
laughing at the concept. It
I'll
sounds
forward you the
awesome,
link
but-
to that.
But-
Actual
and then-
one.
Would you please?
The,
yeah, that
oh,
would
it's
be-
so
that would be
good. And then the
It's
final
so
one. And
good.
what do they call it? The one guy comes in at the very end, totally naked with 2 women, and it's like what, a foremost rapist or something?
Yeah,
is what
yeah,
it
yeah.
is. And so and he's like, do it.
Just buck naked. And he just
Shot-
blows the tip of it off.
It was one of those things that I can't remember
disgusting.
laughing that hard in so long. Like I
Yeah.
can't remember last time. And then I came home and I'm lying in bed with my girlfriend. And we already good night, and I'm sitting there. And I started thinking of it, and I just
You just
bust
lost your
up.
shit.
She's like, "What is going on?" I'd explain it, get the iPad out, show it to her at like 2 in the
Oh
morning.
yeah, I showed it to my wife, and she was like, "Nope."
Yeah, I don't
This
get
does
it.
not
Kind of
resonate.
disturbed me a little bit.
It's one of those things that you either think that is the funniest thing ever, or you're like,
It's really funny.
you're
Tim.
fucked up for
a little
liking
too
this.
real.
Really funny.
It's a little too real.
I don't want no, mech cop shooting my dick off.
Does
so.
it happen to you a lot though, where you just this
worry
happens
about
to
my
me
dick getting
constantly?
shot?
Besides your obsession with your penis, but you think of things randomly throughout the day, and you just go,
Yeah.
and you might be by yourself, or there might be somebody behind you in the elevator, and you're just clearly a crazy person, but you're thinking about funny shit that happened or a joke or whatever. I do it way too much.
That happens.
People think I'm a fucking weirdo.
That happens a lot to me.
Does it?
Yeah, when that movie Frozen came out and that song got really popular, Let It Go.
Let It Go?
I was singing it in the elevator. Like, I got out of my car and was singing it, and one of the good-looking
Belting
girls...
it just by yourself?
No, like falsetto, because I can't really belt that. I was like, let it go, let it go. And I looked over, and Angelique, one of the girls from our creative services department, she's a well put together woman. She's like,
a bit of a looker?
she just kind of comes around the corner and she's
No,
like...
I think he means like she's like...
she's not a
she's like an
fucking
adult. She's a very
She's
much
an
an
adult.
adult.
She's a normal human
Oh, she's
being.
not a child. Okay.
And
She wouldn't
came out
fit
and-
in with us walking around being a bunch of idiots.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
And
Yeah.
She waited for 5 seconds, as if she didn't hear it, and then she was like, "It sounded really good."
Nice.
Oh, sick burn. Yeah, so I say things a lot, and sometimes I talk to myself, and sometimes I say things that I think are
I
funny,
talk to myself constantly.
and then I laugh, and then everyone can hear me.
Do you have arguments with people from the past
Oh yeah,
out loud?
mostly my mother.
And you,
Mostly
yeah,
my
it's usually my dad. Holy shit, we
God.
could have our own podcast.
Oh my god, we're doing it right now.
You could do it by yourself.
Yeah. How about the mirror? Like, how about the mirror? And you're just like, yeah, well, fuck you. No, fuck you. All right, cool. I totally won that one. All right. And I'm like, thank God no one's around here right now because they would think I was completely insane.
That's pretty much IGN in a nutshell.
Yeah.
A lot of
Your whole
people,
corporation sounds about right.
tweet us and stuff that they bust up on the bus. They'll be sitting there listening to this or one of the other shows we do, and then they like lose it, and like everyone around them thinks they're mad.
I do.
See, what's funny about that is people will tweet out stuff that we said that I totally forgot we said, and then it makes me laugh later, and I'm
Yeah.
like, does that make me an asshole, or just, are we sometimes pretty funny with
No,
the dumb
sometimes
shit we
we're
say?
okay.
Other things make you an asshole.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
A
what
lot
I think
of
is it weird to laugh? Like if you're listening to something by yourself, do you feel weird laughing? Because sometimes I do. Sometimes I feel weird if I'm listening to another person's podcast and they say something funny, and I'm in my car and I'll start laughing, and then I'll look over and someone will see me laughing,
Yeah.
and you can't really explain it to the person.
Laughter's a really weird thing, and I've thought about this before. Do you laugh if you're alone? Like, as much as you laugh if there's other people around? Because I feel like...
That's what I'm saying.
like when there's other people around, you laugh as like a weird form of validation of, I think this is funny.
You think this is
Do
funny?
you think this is funny?
We agree it's
But
funny.
then there are certain things that if you hear when you're by yourself, you do laugh. And I think those are the things that are just on another level. Those are
Yeah.
the really funny things.
Yeah, like RoboCop shooting dicks off.
You don't have to explain your sense of humor to
I'm
anyone.
gonna pull it up right now for you.
No,
find
let's
it.
finish the
All
show,
right.
then we'll all watch it and enjoy it together. We'll put it on
Greg
that big
showed
thing.
it to me in the back of an Uber once. He's like, you gotta see this, so we're like going to dinner or something like
You
that.
can splice
And
that
it's like
comment you just made, by the way, into anything. So, well done. Greg showed it to me in the back of an Uber once.
I've seen it.
He
I've seen
really
it.
Go
did.
ahead, I cut you off.
No, that's it. That's the entire story.
You didn't, yeah, you were to your credit of what you just said. You were disturbed by it. You didn't want to finish it.
I was like, at first I was laughing.
You gotta see this
At
last
first I was
guy's
like,
dick get blown off.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, these like prosthetic penises getting blasted off by RoboCop, just not really doing it for me, Greg.
oh my
Let's go to
God.
dinner.
I'll tell you though, like that project was a testament to how creative people can be. Because there was actually one scene, the scene where you meet Clarence Boddicker and he's like negotiating the drug deal, and he puts, I don't know if you guys remember RoboCop or not. It's a great scene where he puts his 2 fingers in some dude's wine and then like snorts the wine, and the guy like drinks the wine. It's like this big show off. But they did that scene with all women.
It was
And
cookies,
it makes
wasn't
it,
it?
and it was cookies instead,
milk, yeah.
and milk, and it was so much funnier because it was just women. It's just by virtue of them being females.
And they were,
Yeah.
but they were
playing
women.
it straight.
They
They were
were
playing
women
100% straight.
They were women in
in
horrible
mustaches,
mustaches,
like yeah,
awful.
like bad hair. They were
This
like,
sounds kind of genius.
Oh, God.
Well,
It's
one
so
of
good.
one of the
I
big
don't know who
the
that
fight
dude is.
I need to
They're
scenes.
see
good.
that. I need to see
Well, the
this.
guy gets like blown to bits is an interpretive dance.
interpretive dance.
And there's like red scarves.
Do you remember the Peter Weller RoboCop when he gets like shot to pieces by Clarence?
I've seen the original.
Yeah,
That's
that's the
what we're
original.
talking about,
So
yeah.
there's that part where he gets like they blow his hand off and like he's like no, and it's like horrifying when you were a kid to see it.
Yeah, right.
Well, they decided to do that in interpretive dance with like, you know,
But
fluttering.
these are recreations on the first or the second
Yeah,
RoboCop.
this is like the internet's remake of the first RoboCop.
Back in the day. Peter
Yeah,
Weller.
yeah.
All right.
Dead
I
or
mean, it's
Alive,
been
you're
a
coming with
million
me.
freaking years since I've seen it.
You
so
gotta
I'd
watch
have
it
to
again,
revisit
still
it and
holds
then
up.
watch the recreation.
They also did this for Star Wars, for the first Star Wars.
A New
With
Hope.
it, yeah.
There's like a group of people, like a little production company that says, "Hey, give me your ideas," and then takes it and.
I
puts it
think
all
there's
together and
I think
puts
there's
it back
one
out.
Yeah.
like company that's organizing it and says, "Hey, we're gonna do these scenes. Here are the
Genius.
rest of the scenes that are open, and you go
And
on.
then people
and you just
send them
pick
in
your-
and they edit it together.
That's
And
one
they have
thing.
the
The internet has revealed for me 2 things. A, there are super smart and creative people out there that are capable of so many
Not in
awesome
here,
things.
out there.
Not in this fucking room, but
Yeah.
in a lot of other places.
just turn the camera on us and we talk a lot?
But there's a lot of people that are also really dumb.
No, there is.
But when I hear the RoboCop stuff,
Those are
I'm
smart
like,
people.
yeah,
Right.
iFunny. I'm addicted to iFunny.
What's iFunny?
It's just an app, and it's got what do you call them? Memes.
Oh, it's like
Mamoos.
I love this. This is my nightmare.
GIFs, GIFs, whatever.
Tim, what are they called? Memes?
But I'm like just
Memes?
constantly mamoos, memes, minis?
Memes. They're memes.
Is this a thing for you? Is it like a nails
Tim
on a
is the internet
chalkboard?
guy. Tim's like,
yeah.
if you
It's
don't
memes.
get it right,
Yes,
he
memes.
ostracizes you from his life.
But my point is,
This was the part where you waited out in front of the audience.
yeah.
like,
Well,
"Oh, he
if I don't
doesn't know
have
what a
Tim in my
meme
life, I'm gonna
is."
fucking
Lol.
shoot myself. But my point is that that was mean. I'm sorry.
No, it's
You didn't deserve that.
you don't know what a meme is.
I don't.
All right,
But
all
no,
right,
you take a
turn it-
picture and
let's
then
turn it back here.
you take a picture and then you put a
Funny stuff on it.
Yeah, it's a
Right.
meme.
That's a meme.
Impact.
I have a
So,
meme.
Yes.
so I got it right.
Yeah.
I am a meme.
But
Great
iFunny.
meme.
What was my point? So the internet has proven two things to me. People are either really creative and smart or super ignorant and dumb, and they just send hate. And
Right.
That's my point.
Okay.
Like some people talk about, smart things, and some people talk about what if the aliens came and fucked monkeys,
Yeah.
and didn't use their technology to avoid it.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah, like Greg.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Greg
me.
would
That was a
fuck
that was a dig at me.
That was a
Greg would
dig,
fuck
yeah.
the
I was
monkey.
I feel like that was a dig.
I'm saying you would fuck the monkey, just like a few weeks ago.
This
we were talking about-
I would not
podcast just
fuck the
turned
monkey.
mean?
No.
Greg,
But you
Yeah.
wouldn't bang a goat.
we had the conversation a few weeks ago. It was actually a few months ago where we were talking about would we fuck the goat,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a different story, but yeah.
and you would fuck the goat, and I said
No, Greg said he wouldn't.
I
No,
said
Greg,
I wouldn't.
Greg would fuck the
yeah,
goat.
I said I
Oh,
fucked.
you
I
did?
said I said
Wait, did I?
Wait,
No,
no.
no,
You
we-
wouldn't fuck the goat, but everyone would think you fucked the goat because you wanted that.
Oh, and I was like, yeah, I
popularity.
didn't care. I wanted,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I'm just saying I don't see much difference.
I was
between
not.
those two.
If I'm the alien coming to Earth and I see all these monkeys, then I'm like, we need to crossbreed them, but all our crossbreeding technology is broken. We need to go out there and inseminate them with our alien penises. I'd be like, I'm good. Why are we doing this? Why do we care so much about Earth? Why do we want these monkeys to
That's
evolve?
also you're asking all these questions, and they're like, we never thought of that.
We do agree, though, that aliens have the technology to inseminate something without fucking them. Am I?
We have that technology,
Sure,
so presumably
sure.
that they
Presumably,
would also,
They've
they-
all got fingers.
I don't think that's really a conversation that took
They've
place.
all
Like, Greg, you
got
go.
fingers.
I like
You
that.
can do it.
I don't think you need fingers to do it.
What are they gonna do with the fingers?
This is so dumb.
Are they gonna pick up the
Holy
turkey
shit.
baster, or are the fingers gonna be the?
They gotta have opposable
These
thumbs.
are real
Yeah.
old fashions.
Yeah, they are not old fashioned. Greg,
Oh,
I know that we're supposed to do the Oreo oration with that box of Japanese Oreos over there.
Yeah,
but
the
can we
Shuhei.
break those out right now?
That's not how Oreo
No, you can't
works.
eat on the podcast.
Yeah, and that's also is a really shitty thing.
This light is just drilling through my brain right now.
You only got two
So
more
you need
topics to go.
Oreos?
We have two
All
more
right, let's move on to the
topics.
next topic.